And we're now getting some breaking news on the IndiGo crisis. A parliamentary panel is likely to summon top executives of private airlines and the civil aviation regulator over the mass cancellation of IndiGo flights that has left thousands of travellers stranded across the country's airports. The Parliamentary Standing Committee on Transport, Tourism and Culture, chaired by JDU leader Sanjay Jha, is likely to seek an explanation from top executives of the airlines and officials from the Directorate General of Civil Aviation and the Ministry of Civil Aviation about the cause of disruption in air services and also the possible solutions. And the panel has taken serious note of the difficulties which were faced by thousands of passengers due to disruption in the air services. In fact, IndiGo CEO Elbers and COO Oria have been granted 24 hours extension by the DGCA as well to file their responses to the show cause notice issued by the DGCA. My colleague Amit Bhardwaj is now joining us with more details on this. Amit, the parliamentary panel is likely to summon the top executives of the private airlines and the civil aviation regulator also over the mass cancellation of the IndiGo flights. Give us more details. What all can be expected?
Anjali, the Standing Committee on Transport and Tourism is the one under which the Aviation Ministry and the aviation sector also falls under. And we had seen in the past as well when Air India crash had happened as to how the Standing Committee on Transport had actually summoned not only the MOCA stakeholders but also the operators from across sectors in India. And they were asked very specific questions in regards to the safety norms. But what needs to be underlined out here is that a stern letter, show cause notice, was issued to the CEO of the IndiGo as well as the Chief Operating Officer of the IndiGo, and only 24 hours was provided to them to respond to that notice. That deadline ended yesterday itself. And what happened yesterday is that the IndiGo CEO Peter Elbers as well as the Chief Operating Officer had written back to the DGCA seeking more time, and they had committed that they would be responding to the show cause notice by 6 p.m. today, and that request was granted by the DGCA. The FSD Director Operations, Mr. Jamwal, is the one who had issued that show cause notice, stating that it looks like on prima facie non-compliance of the norms on part of the IndiGo top officials, and that is why it has been asked why suggestions or recommendations against them should not be made by the ministry or the regulatory authority of the civil aviations in India. So we'll have to see as to what is the kind of response that is going to be filed by the IndiGo CEO as well the COO in this particular context of the show cause notice to the DGCA. But in the meantime, the Rajya Sabha roster day is today, so there could be a situation where the opposition MPs would at least want to ask very specific questions from the Minister Ram Mohan Naidu on the IndiGo fiasco, as well as you rightly pointed out, that the Standing Committee on Transport and Tourism could actually call a committee meeting on this particular issue. Back to you.
All right, Amit, thank you so much for all those details and for that context. We'll keep coming back to you for more updates on this crisis. So the mayhem and chaos enter the 7th consecutive day as the IndiGo crisis continues. As per status reports released by both IndiGo and the Ministry of Civil Aviation, over 600 flights were cancelled even on December 7th, while the DGCA granted one-time extension to respond to the show cause notice issued. Delhi Airport has issued an advisory early morning today stating IndiGo flights continue to face delays and that passengers are urged to check their flight status before heading to the airport. IndiGo's last update on December 7th shows 137 out of 138 destinations back online, with the airline on track to operate over 1,650 flights. On-time performance has improved to 75%. Meanwhile, the IndiGo CEO released a video message saying that the airline is recovering step by step and that the crisis has underscored the need for systematic improvements. The Ministry of Civil Aviation held another meeting with all the airline operators. After the review, the Ministry of Civil Aviation said that real-time airport checks are ongoing and that airlines have been directed to ensure all essential facilities with priority support for senior citizens and Divyang passengers.
In my earlier messages, I conveyed we would be rebooting the system Friday, take a significant number of cancellations and start afresh on Saturday. That has worked well by operating some 1,500 flights yesterday as compared to only 700-ish on Friday. Also, we have been able to execute the cancellations at an earlier stage, so customers don't show up at the airport in case their flights are being cancelled. It gives us all the confidence that step by step we're getting back. The network coverage has been restored with 137 stations operated. Also for our customers, all processes around refunds, luggage, rebooking are in full swing, and we're actually reducing the backlog as we go forward.